All right, it is Friday, July 12th. Welcome back to the Damon Brew Show, brought to you by Ike Sandwiches. It's awesome to have you here. Got a fun, good show for you today. Some interesting things up front and then some nonsense in the back. Of course, it's a Friday, so we'll wrap up with the Club Plus. It's great to have you here. Like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow, helps that algorithm pick up the show and give it to more people. So what do we got? 37 people in the room right now. Is that what we're looking at? Subscribe, all of you. Please do. Thank you so much. Brandon Aiyuk, welcome to reality. You know, I love it when somebody in the national media picks up on a talking point that I've been on for about a month now. And hey, you know, when a player produces like Brandon Aiyuk, there's a player that you want to keep, you want to extend. But when the 49ers are looking at I don't want to say uncertain financial future, but a rapidly changing financial future with just Brock Purdy's price tag alone, sticking to the plan as it's built right now is the kind of the direction that they need to go in. So it's been brought up that Brandon Aiyuk is very much contemplating that he's going to have to go play for that fifth-year option. And we have not seen this in the national media until just last night where this story started popping up. I think it was Dan Graziano was the guy who said that Brandon Aiyuk realizes that the situation in front of him is sort of one without leverage. You know, everybody keeps talking about the new contract that the 49ers have to give Brandon Aiyuk. Brandon Aiyuk is signed to a contract right now, a rookie contract, which the Niners, because they took him in the first round, have the option of extending a fifth year, and that's what he's looking at for $14.5 million. And the deal that needed to be done for this season to happen for Brandon Aiyuk in a 49ers uniform was consummated on the day that he signed his rookie deal, knowing that that fifth-year option was out there. I also think that as reality is setting into Camp Aiyuk and he's talking to all the people around him, his agent, his advisors, Team Aiyuk, whoever that is, I think they're starting to realize that the reality in front of him is that he also can't exactly hold out and claim to be some $30 million man either. Like, holding out is a reputation-damaging action. It is. It screws up a season that's got an awful lot of, hope attached to it for the 49ers. I think it damages the player's reputation. It hurts the kind of what kind of dog do you have in you to really go out and win conversation. You know, there'd be teams and other GMs would be, willing to look past it, I'm sure, in the name of, hey, that's just business. But I think it would hurt him with other teams and other GMs and other situations. And more than anything else, I don't think that Brandon Aiyuk even wants to do that. I know that there's been like a lot of negative bend to talking about Brandon Aiyuk lately, but let me tell you, that guy is a dog, and in a good way. And there is no example at all of Brandon Aiyuk ever being a bad teammate, of ever letting this team down, of ever not being there, of ever not wanting to win or wanting to play. I mean, Brandon Aiyuk is a guy that has been nothing but a lunch pail carrying football player right up until this offseason where some diva behavior did sort of bubble to the surface in his attempt to, use social media to get a degree of public outrage to help the 49ers see that they got to extend this guy. Like, I don't think he had the best plan. He has a contract. It's a really good contract. It's a contract that on his rookie year he would have been begging for. And honestly, let me tell you, there is an awful lot of risk always associated with playing football. There's so much you might get hurt today playing in football. I almost think you can't even think about it. It's just part of the game. And because it's part of the game, everyone wants their guaranteed money and upfront. But I will say this to Brandon Aiyuk: if you have a spectacular 2024 season and come out of it uninjured with another 1,000-catch year, or 1,000 catches, I mean, that's probably a record, but another 1,000-yard receiving year, 65, 85, somewhere in there catches, he's going to make an awful lot of money right where he is or in some other place. Like, there is a huge amount of opportunity for Brandon Aiyuk entering his prime right here this year with the 49ers that will get him paid. I know he's already he thinks that he's done those things, and in many ways he has. But the Niners are not your every other team in the NFL, and they're not in a every other kind of situation in the NFL right now. Their starting quarterback is about to make 60 times what he's making this year. And that is a big enough number to not be committing to other numbers right now if you're smart. And look, the 49ers are smart. One of my favorite movies is No Country for Old Men. It's a masterpiece. It really is. And Anton Chigurh, our homicidal maniac killer in No Country for Old Men. One of the best scenes is when he's sitting in the hotel room with Woody Harrelson, and he's got the gun on him. And Woody Harrelson starts, sort of begging for his life, knowing that Chigurh killed everyone who actually saw him. And he's sitting in front of him, and Woody Harrelson's character starts to try to strike up a deal to leave the room with his life. And Chigurh just looks at him and says, "Carson, you should admit your situation. There'd be more dignity in it." And that's what I think we're looking at here with Brandon Aiyuk. Brandon Aiyuk, you should admit your situation. There'd be more dignity in it. You have a $14.5 million a year contract that you agreed to when you entered this league. The 49ers exercised their choice to have the fifth-year option vested, and this is how business is done in football. And if you were to hold out, it would damage your reputation. It would damage the 49ers season. And Brandon Aiyuk, you should just admit your situation. There'd be more dignity in it than posting videos of Jaden Daniels or Washington Commander practice or anything like that. Just admit your situation. There would be more dignity in it. 4 days until rookies report to Santa Clara for training camp. I just saw that there are going to be 10 training camp dates that are going to be open to the public. Now, I don't know if you need tickets to get in there or what, but I just saw that there are going to be 10 of these training camp practices open to the public. They usually start around 10:30 in the morning. So that's just something to consider. If you're a 49er fan, you might be able to get down there and check that out. Also, we are 59 days away now, less than 2 months from Jets and 49ers on Monday Night Football. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for that to get going. Cannot wait for that to get going. I can't wait for next Friday to be here because I know that I'm going to be eating well for sure, and you can too. I want you to join me at Ike's Mission Rock for the grand opening of his new Ike's that is close to the ballpark where the San Francisco Giants play. It is right over the 3rd Street Bridge and a short walk from the from the right field gate. Ike's Mission Rock is going to be a gorgeous store. I walked past it. We all know how good his sandwiches are. This is such a great guy in our community. You want to go out and support our friend Ike as he continues to open now, I believe, over 100 stores. And I'm so proud of him. He has done so much to support this channel and me and what I'm doing. Oh, I forgot to turn the light on over here. I'm about to get brighter. Watch this. Whoa, there you go. My man Ike. Absolutely love that guy. I love his sandwiches. I love his stores. And he's got a new one opening next Friday. Let's get together next Friday for lunch. I will do next Friday's show from right here, and I'm going to drive to Mission Rock, and I'm going to get lunch with my buddy Ike. So hopefully we'll see you there. And then speaking of hoping to see you there, let me tell you about my good friends at the Dubliner. They are opening doors wide open for us, PluceMania 4, the musical, at 2 o'clock on July 28th. It is a Sunday, so hopefully that's a day that works for an awful lot of you who have not been able to make a PluceMania that's been held on Saturdays in the past. Hopefully Sunday works for you. It's going to be a really, really good time. Like-minded people. Awesome people. Most of the people you see gathering in this chat for a Mofo Friday are going to be, I hope, at the Dubliner. I just saw a picture from our good friend Smiley Dan, who was at the Dubliner yesterday saying, Damon, I have come into this bar for the first time, and you are right. It is everything a bar should be. It's a great bar, and hopefully you plan on finding out for yourself at the Dubliner next Friday. Ike's is next Friday. The Dubliner is Sunday the 28th, and we hope to see you at both places. And thanks so much to Ike's and the Dubliner for supporting this channel. I tell you, this channel, it just had one of its best days of the year yesterday, and I'm very proud of that, considering this is the deadest time of the entire sports calendar year outside of the month of February. This is about as dead as it gets. And for me to have so many views come in and just check out and click on a few things, it's really good. Thank you for helping this channel grow. You're doing it when you share the videos, when you like the videos, you tell your friends about it, your circle of sports buddies and pals and gals that you roll with, tell them about this station. Word of mouth advertising is the best. I keep on calling it a station. Sorry. Old habits die hard. This is called a channel, Damon. Frickin', catch up. But again, it's one of the slowest times of the year. And yesterday was one of our most viewed days of the year. I'm very, very proud of that. And I thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Our good friend, Smiley Dan. Happy Mofo Friday. It's also National French Fry Day. That's important. He's talking about that with SF Indigo. I love French fries. I vote yes on French fries. The McDonald's French fry remains the superior French fry in my mind. Let me tell you, if you want a great French fry, the Ocean Ale House, right by, not too far away from my house, the Ocean Ale House on Ocean Avenue has maybe the best. They're not even French fries. It's more like a pomme frites. It's like they're thicker cut, kind of steak cut, really ultra crispy French fries. Freaking fantastic. Love their ranch sauce. Those are some of the best French fries I've ever had. I'm also an onion ring guy, but it's not National Onion Ring Day. But it's good to see you. Good to see so many familiar faces in the chat. Looking forward to slipping into a little Club Plus at the end of today's show. And look, Valve Oil. What's upper from the North Bay? To the north, to the south, to the east, and the west, it grows. Thank you very much. By the way, how about this? Happy Friday from Vegas. DB, happy to have found you on YouTube. You got me through countless commutes, crawling through the tunnel on the way back to the East Bay. Rob, thank you so very, very much for finding me over here. Not sure how you did it. If I just magically popped up, somebody told you about it, but it's awesome to have you here. Thank you very, very much for the love, for the support. Cheers to Vegas. Love me some Vegas. Sip of the day. There it is right there. That's a sip of the day. Over under hit, I have no idea. We did not do a wake up. Larry had something to do today, so we were unable to get to wake up. I think he's actually doing some radio today. He must need the $65. But Larry and I will be back at it on Monday. And again, next week, training camp opens. Thank frickin' God. Let's see. Bill Williamson put out a article, a story. 4 coaches on the hot seat. Well, how did anybody get on the hot seat? Nobody's lost a game yet. What's going on? And then he, said these are quiet hot seats. And then I read the article and I thought to myself, well, these are really quiet hot seats because every single guy here on this list was in the playoffs last year. Jaguars were a playoff team last year, weren't they? He starts his quietly on the hot seat list with Mike McDaniel, who's not a name I expected to see on a hot seat. He's been in Miami for 2 years. The Dolphins have been a playoff team the past 2 years. However, they have not won a playoff game in 24 years. And apparently ownership isn't as head over heels with Mike McDaniel as the media is. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, 2 playoff trips in your first 2 years as an NFL head coach, and you're on a quiet hot seat. Okay, Bill Williamson. Who else? He goes with Sean McDermott. Now, Sean McDermott is basically Kyle Shanahan without the Super Bowl appearances. He's been very successful. He's been very good in Buffalo. This is not a poorly coached or poorly run team, but they just do not grab the brass ring. There's talk of, Buffalo, it doesn't want to slip out of its championship window. And with Josh Allen now definitely in his prime, the Bills might become impatient with Sean McDermott this season and look to pair Josh Allen with another head coach to try to take advantage of a Super Bowl window, which is not going to remain open forever. Buffalo's kind of at the end of it. So I thought that was an interesting name to see. Nick Sirianni. Look, temperatures change in Philadelphia faster than anywhere else in American sports. And Nick Sirianni was like the beloved Eagle guy. And they had such a great start. And then they hit a wall. And they had a collapse. And that collapse is being scored more against Sirianni than any great start he had is scored for him. And even though he is 34-17 in 3 seasons, if there is a backslide of the Eagles in any way, shape, or form, maybe, just maybe, Nick Sirianni could be in his last year in Philadelphia. He came close to losing his job last year. Doug Peterson. Another name on this quiet hot seat list. Jacksonville has made a major commitment to Trevor Lawrence, but maybe looking for a new head coach could be in the mix if there is a backslide in 2024. We'll see. We will see. But it's amazing that our first 4 coaches on the hot seat list are guys who have playoff appearances. Again, things move quickly. Things move very quickly in sports. Probably a little bit too early for a coaches on the hot seat list, though, right? I mean, come on. I love good clickbait, but that's pretty aggressive. I want to see if I see it because I just saw it, and I never want to miss a super chat because I certainly appreciate those who dip into their pockets to join the chat and make sure that something gets seen. Thank you, Arlie. I saw an interview with Jerry Rice. He was asked about Aiyuk. He said if it were just him, he'd go out and have the best year ever. Now, at the end of this season, he's a free agent and in the driver's seat. Agree? Yes, I do agree. Again, the specter of injury wants, it demands you have some security in football. But Jerry is right. If Brandon Aiyuk goes out and has a big boy football season, that big boy paycheck is coming to him with the Niners, with somebody as a free agent, guaranteed. Guaranteed. If you really want to find out what you're worth, you hit that free agent market in your prime, coming off a great year. Let's see what happens. I would absolutely not want to roll the dice if I were Brandon Aiyuk, but I wouldn't be that afraid of rolling the dice either, and especially this offseason where he said out loud, I like betting on myself. Well, bet on yourself one more time. Betting on yourself turned you into a first-round draft pick, and because of that, you got a 5th-year option, and there we are. But thank you very much for the super chat. As always, memberships available. If you want to be part of the initiated, all those little stars you see, whether they be blue or teal or yellow, that means you are among the initiated and you're supporting this channel on a daily basis by becoming a member. And thank you very, very much for doing that. Let's see what else we got here today. It's been a while since we've had a shout out to our good friend Michael Urban, who passed away last year, tragically. We did a good for ball, bad for ball segment. And you know what? I'm going to slip one in right here. A little good for ball, bad for ball. Good for ball is Paul Skenes starting the All-Star game. The Pittsburgh Pirate right-handed hurler who struck out, 11 yesterday in 5 innings. He was mowing them down. He was incredible. And Skenes is going to start the All-Star game. He's the youngest pitcher since Fernando Valenzuela to start an All-Star game. Fernando did it when he was 20. Skenes is just 22. He's one of 5 rookies ever to get the honor of starting an All-Star game in his rookie year. That's special, man. That's some Dwight Gooden shit right there. And he is fun to watch, too. He just mows dudes down. mows dudes down. So hopefully Skenes gets more than one inning in the All-Star game. Let's see. Bad for ball. Well, you see where I'm going with this one, right? Is there any doubt who gets bad for ball this week? John Fisher. It should just be called the John Fisher Bad for Ball Memorial segment. John Fisher, it's now coming very much into focus in Major League Baseball's corridors of power who have tried to ignore how incompetent John Fisher is now that the business of not... How about this? John Fisher's incompetency has now become the business of Major League Baseball to deal with scheduling and all the issues of trying to play Major League games in Sacramento instead of just riding out the stretch in Oakland. John Fisher's bad for ball. That guy absolutely sucks. You know, I mean, it's a bad idea to play in Sacramento for an undetermined amount of time. But it looks like that's going to happen, and Major League Baseball's got a massive headache because of it. I want you to still be a fan if you have to, but I don't want you to ever give John Fisher another dime of your money. What I do want you to do is to go to lastdivebar.com. And right now, they've got great gear. If you're an A's fan, you can't buy any A's jerseys. You should support Last Dive Bar. They got great stuff there. They got a great website. Go to lastdivebar.com. They got free shipping on all of their stuff if you spend more than $15, which is, you get free shipping if you buy any t-shirt, basically. And they got great stuff. They just sent me an awesome care package, a few brand new t-shirts. They sent me this beautiful Last Dive Bar, like frosty mug that you'd want a root beer float in. It's fantastic. So thanks very much to the Last Dive Bar guys. And one more thing about the A's. Happy trails to Vince Cotroneo, who has announced that this year will be his last year in the radio booth of the A's. So I don't know if that was his decision, a mutual decision. I don't know any details other than I saw the story that Vince Cotroneo is going to be wrapping up his career with the A's, and we'll see what he does next. I hope he does well. Joji, konnichiwa, always great to have you in here. Again, Japan is in the house. Damon, the hair's not quite as slick today. Is it your hair or not my hair? Is it me? Is it you? It's because I took a shower earlier in the morning. Yesterday, I had the Pat Riley do because I took a shower so late. Went to the Dubliner. Again, Smiley Dan, he sent me a picture. Put it up on Twitter. He went to the Dubliner in West Portal for one. He stayed for hours. The place is fun. It's super tiny. We are going to have a blast there. Yes, we are. Cannot wait to see Smiley Dan, who will be leading us in the first chorus of the musical, since this is PluceMania for the musical. We'll see what Smiley Dan wants to. Maybe he'll sing Love in an Elevator or Fish in an Elevator. Fish was on The Tonight Show last night. I taped it. I saw them in the elevator. I still haven't seen them play Evolve yet. Again, it's a new song. I'll probably go to the bathroom during the middle of them playing it just to keep the tradition of Damon takes bathroom breaks during new Fish songs. But, that'll be fun. Can't wait to see you there. Is there a National Beer Day? Great question. Rockin' New Era 84. There's got to be. And if there isn't, we will make one. We will make one on the 28th at the Dubliner. We will do that. Again, got to stay out of the chat. I'll be distracted if I jump in there right now. We will get back to the chat during Club Plus. Next Friday, again, Ike opening his Mission Rock restaurant. I'm very excited about that. That is one of two things I'm really excited about for next Friday. Next Friday, college football NCAA 25 officially gets released. I've been waiting for this video game for 10 years. I've been waiting for this one for a long time. I already told Jillian, I'm like, I'm going to play video games like a 14-year-old kid in the basement, ignoring my family and my responsibilities as a husband and father. And I'm going to smoke a lot of weed, and I'm just going to play that video game an awful lot. And Jillian was like, that's cool. I get it. She's like that with her New York Times crosswords. Don't bother her during crossword puzzles. But I'm really, really excited about that. Did you see that Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel? I'll give you a couple names to keep an eye on here because we got some shifting in Heisman odds. I think I know how it happened, by the way. Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel is now a favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. He's at plus 750 odds on ESPN Bet after moving past Georgia quarterback Carson Beck and Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers. It's an atypical change in July for college football's highest honor. Okay, so why is there a reshuffling? Why is there a reshuffling? I think I know why. As a matter of fact, I can't prove this, but I'll bet you this is what happened. Some whale from Oregon, some Duck alumni who might have Nike cash, I don't know, Nike money, right? Some Duck alumni was just in Vegas and put a nuclear warhead on Dylan Gabriel to win the Heisman Trophy, and that changed the odds. Why was this Oregon Duck who might have worked for Nike in Las Vegas? Probably because he had some really good seats for Team USA's tune-up against Team Canada. Again, I'm just spitballing here. But you know how odds change inexplicably out of nowhere? Somebody put Mama Chewbacca money down somewhere. That's how those odds change. So I'm guessing that might be what happened. A big bet has a ripple effect. I'm thinking somebody got together, watching a little Team USA in Vegas, big ballin', big bet. Let's go. All right. Speaking of college football, fantastic story right now out in The Athletic about Nick Saban's retirement. If you're a fan of college football, this is a good article for you to read. If you're a fan of a butterfly flapping its wings in Africa and a tsunami washing up, an ocean away, that's kind of what we have here. The ripple effect of Nick Saban's retirement is an incredible story. The guys who put this together for The Athletic did a hell of a job on this story. 5 major college football programs needed new head coaches as a result of Nick Saban retiring. Got a coach leaving Washington, going to Alabama. Well, then some coach leaves somewhere else, going to Washington. Then that coach gets replaced by another coach, and so on and so on. This is the domino effect of coaches changing. But Nick Saban carves out such a big space. The assistants move all around. You were an assistant on Nick Saban's staff. Now Nick Saban's no longer here. Is Kellen DeBoer going to want to keep you around? You're not going to bother even finding out. You're going to go get a new job somewhere else. So 5 college football head coaches changed positions because of just Nick Saban's retirement. The impact ultimately spread, though, to 38 Power 5 schools, 25 Group of 5 schools, 34 lower-level programs, and more than a dozen high schools and 10 NFL organizations saw job changes that you can directly relate to Nick Saban retiring. I thought that was really interesting. And we've officially entered the really interesting portion of the show today. I hope you will find these next stories, not necessarily sports stories, really interesting, but on a slow news week and on a slow news Friday, here's what I got for you. Cheers. Again, hopefully your coffee is as good as mine. Life is timing. Life is timing. French airport workers are calling for a strike. We got the Olympics happening in Paris in a few days. French airport workers, they have called unions to go on strike on July 17th. That is, 5 days from now? There are calls for French airport unions to strike at airports on July 17th, 9 days before the Paris Olympics. Look, deadlines get things done. French airport workers now have more leverage in their negotiation than Brandon Aiyuk ever had in his. I thought that was an interesting story. You want to talk about chaos? Let me tell you, if Ray Ratto and I were on the air together today, this would be his favorite story. In my entire life, I never met anyone who liked chaos and pain as much as Ray Ratto. Ray, I'm sure, loves this story. He is always rooting for chaos. And an airport worker strike 9 days before the Olympics, yeah, that could cause a little chaos, I would imagine. Another thing that I have to tell you about here today. You know, we got an official sandwich here. Actually, we don't have an official sandwich. We have an official sandwich shop. I mean, you'd think that Damon Bruce at Ike's would be the official sandwich of the Damon Bruce Plus YouTube channel, but it's not. A man cannot live on one sandwich alone, even when it's his. But I have an official sandwich shop, obviously, my good friend and partner Ike. We have an official bar in the Dubliner. The unofficial bar, obviously, my buddy's Halfway Club over on Geneva that he opened up. It's doing great. Great place for a drink and some great food. So check out the Halfway Club as well. So we got an unofficial bar, an official sandwich shop. This family had the best dog in the world. Rex was incredible. He was the official dog of this family. Every future dog this family ever has will be measured against Rex. And it's basically going to be like, who's the next Jordan? There will never be another Rex. He was special. This was Jillian's dog. She had the dog before she even had me. And I fell in love with that dog as hard as I fell in love with my wife. And when he had to leave us, that hurt. That hurt. We thought that Rex was going to be around this family for a very, very long time. And, you know, we are going to get another dog someday. We definitely want to get another pity mix. We love pity mixes. We love rescue dogs. No designer dogs over here. Although, I'm not going to lie, I do want a little Paris Hilton purse dog, like a dog that's this big that I can put on my shoulder and sit on the couch and just go. I do. I'm not a gay man, but I wouldn't mind a gay dog. Just a gay little fluffy dog. But I also love my pity mixes. Jillian is all about the pity mix. They're the best dogs. They really are. Big schmoopy heads. The next official dog of the Damon Bruce household has yet to be identified. We're years away. We're still potty training Ozzy. We got 2 young kids. We will incorporate the next dog when the boys become really dog taken care of age. They're not there yet. They're still young boys. The dog that we won't be securing is the dog from a breeder in Montana that says it sells no more than 20 dogs a year, and only about 350 of his dogs exist around the world. There is a kennel in Montana that is producing a one-of-a-kind hybrid, a military-grade protection dog with elite danger-sensing instincts but warmth and temperament of a conventional family pet. This dog is being sold by a breeder in Montana. It is an undisclosed mix of Dutch Shepherd, German Shepherd, and Belgian Malinois, Malinois. Malinois? I don't know. The dog is $150,000 fucking dollars. $150,000 for a dog? I mean, it better be well trained. That thing better be its own security system and great with kids at the same time. Now, I've seen these dogs. They're beautiful dogs. There was a picture in the story that I saw. But $150,000 for a dog. Do you realize that you could have, like, dog Lamborghini, dog Ferrari, dog or house? Would you rather have a dog or a house? I'm sure you can get a house somewhere in Montana for $150,000. You're not getting a front porch in San Francisco for $150,000, but in Montana? That's freaking crazy. $150,000 for a dog. That dog better make dinner for the family. That's how well trained it better be. Like, it better be a security system. That thing better know how to put out fires. It better know how to, to properly sear a tomahawk ribeye and not take a bite of it. I mean, if you can afford a $150,000 dog, you have the kind of money that you're not worried about $150,000. But good God, $150,000 for a fucking dog? Come on. Like, that's more offensive to me than some of the prices Jillian tells me about. Have you ever heard of a Birkin bag? It's like it's basically the plot point of every Real Housewives of Anywhere. That show is just women arguing over it. That's my purse. No, that's my purse. No, that's your purse. No, that's my purse. My purse is bigger than your purse and prettier than your. They sell these freaking big. This is like a duffel bag. It looks like the bag that freaking Mary Poppins walked into the room with and started pulling like freaking lampshades and things out of. It's just a bag. But these bags can cost like $1 million. It's insane. Spend $500,000 on a purse. I think that offends me less. And that offends me about as much as anything. That offends me less than $150,000 on a dog, because I think it's an awful lot of money to waste on a purse. But I do know in the history of purses don't die. Your $150,000 dog is gonna die. The Birkin bag, it's not dying. I'm sure there are women in my chat here who know what I'm talking about. This freaking Birkin bag, you know what I'm talking? Freaking insane. Would you like this purse, or would you like to go on a vacation that could last for 2 years and have you stay in every 4-star hotel on every continent? I'll take the vacation around the globe, not the purse. Last thing for you here today, talking about prices. And, this, I don't want to blame the Giants for the world that we live in, but they might be partially responsible for so many of us getting screwed all the time. The Giants were, I believe, the first team to usher in dynamic ticket pricing. Basically, Major League Baseball admitting that a Tuesday night ticket to see the Washington Nationals take on the San Francisco Giants is worth less than a Friday night ticket, Giants and Dodgers. The only people who used to make that determination were scalpers on the secondary market. But Major League Baseball teams decided, hey, even though every single one of these games counts the same, they are no longer created equal. And I believe it was the Giants who really ushered in dynamic ticket pricing. Well, that apparently is coming to every single aspect of our lives as we continue to provide an endless amount of online data to places we do business with, Amazon, Uber Eats, all this stuff. We are constantly telling the internet our price points. So the next time you open up an app to buy something, the price point that you're looking at might not be the same as the price point the person sitting next to you is looking at if you're looking at the exact same item. Let me explain. Again, this is no longer sports. This is stuff to look out for in life, okay? Albert Fox Khan of MSN.com wrote an incredibly interesting story that I got to share with you. All of these businesses now know about me and can see, basically, we are all a blinking number above our heads. And that blinking number is the exact price that we're willing to pay at any given moment. And your own number is blinking above your head right now to the places that want to do business with you. He writes, in the algorithmic age, pricing variability is increasingly creeping into digital commerce, with charges going up and down in real time. This isn't just, I'm trying to buy an airline ticket, what's the demand? This is happening for like a pair of socks. This is happening for the shoes that you are constantly saying you are willing, maybe you're a sneakerhead. Look at it this way. I'm not trying to pick on Rockin' New Era 84 in any way, shape, or form, but our good friend Rockin' New Era 84 has an addiction. He buys hats. The internet, I guarantee you, knows that Rockin' New Era is willing to spend more money on fucking hats than anyone else sitting in this chat right now. And I bet you the price points that he has bought hats at are now being used against him by people he buys his hats from. So use caution, Rockin' New Era. Again, in an algorithmic age, pricing variability is increasingly creeping into digital commerce with charges going up and down in real time. What is far more disturbing is the rise of personalized pricing. Digital retailers' practice of exploiting your own data to charge the precise amount that you are willing to pay, which might be different from the guy who is next to you and what he would be willing to pay. Personalized pricing not only bakes in bias, it can drive inflation, but it creates a world where you never know if your apps that you use are actually helping rip you off. By the way, this is why your boy D. Bruce pays in cash, in person, as often as possible. I am the least likely to whip out a credit card guy you're ever going to meet. I like Johnny Cash. Call me old-fashioned. There is an example baked into this story. Listen to this. Tell me that this isn't something that you relate to. Here we go. An example. The methods to extract data to sort people into pricing groups are more invasive than you realize. Take your latest Uber trip. When you ordered that car, you probably knew the distance that you were going and the time of day that you were traveling were going to factor into your price. Did you ever consider your battery life on your phone factoring into your Uber price? Now, Uber denies that this is a part of it, but as the story says, when you ordered your car, you probably knew that the distance you were going to travel and the time of day were price factors. As we've grown begrudgingly accustomed to the cold, extractive efficiency of surge pricing. But did you think about plugging in your phone before you order the ride? If you did, it might have saved you a few bucks because your battery level is allegedly one of the factors Uber uses to price your trip. Uber denies this, by the way. But if the allegations against Uber are true, it's easy to see the rationale. Those with less battery left on their phone are more desperate, and those whose phones are minutes away from dying probably don't hesitate to pay a surge price or an exorbitant price on a car when, again, they're running out of battery life. So you'll just hit, book the ride. I got to get out of here before this phone dies, because if the phone dies, now I'm really stranded. Just putting that out there, good people. As French airline employees are thinking about striking, as everything in the world seems to be just geared against the little guy, the data points that we have so voluntarily given the internet, not even thinking twice about, other than, hey, isn't this convenient? I can just order shit right from my phone all day long, just hitting this button, order, shows up at my door, order. What you really do is tell the internet how much money you're willing to spend on anything. And that could affect the prices that you see. So there you go, a little cautionary tale from Uncle Damon on the way out the door this beautiful Friday afternoon. I thank you so very much. Let me tell you, Ike is never going to screw you over or use your data against you. You sign up for that Ike's Reward app, he's just trying to give you shit. The Dubliner. collects no data. They're too drunk to do that. But they serve a great Guinness, and we'll hopefully see you at Ike's next Friday at the Dubliner on July 28th. It is a Sunday. In the meantime, we are going to hop into Club Plus. I see the chat is absolutely flying right now, so there's maybe some an awful lot of people saying, yeah, this story resonates with me, Damon. I think I'm getting screwed over myself. Wait, I want to incorporate one more. Where is it? Let me see it. I'm scrolling. I'm looking. One more super chat has officially come in here. Oh no, it's not a super chat. It's my man, East Bay Ricardo, officially becoming a member. Celebration. Not a birthday party, but a celebration. East Bay Ricardo, thank you very much for supporting the channel by becoming a member. You are now among the initiated. Hey, you don't have to be initiated to stick around for Club Plus, but you got to be watching on YouTube. If you are just listening to the podcast today, what can I tell you other than have a great weekend? Thank you so very much. We're back with a vengeance on Monday with a Wake Up, yours truly, and Kruger, our 11 o'clock show. And by the time we get to Tuesday, rookies are reporting for training camp. Thank the Lord. Please do remember in the meantime, though, that sports don't build character. They reveal it. And like that, he's gone. Squeaky disco ball is coming to a channel near you. Yeah. Boom. Is it me or did this t-shirt I'm wearing just get sexier? Again, thanks so much for the last dive bar, guys. Keep me styled out. I appreciate that very, very much. Oh, we're in the people telling stories of their lost dog portion of the mix here right now. My favorite dog was George Burns, who was a pit mix that I lived 16 years. I survived. He survived cancer 3 times. Cheers. I do love me some pity mixes. They're the best. What have we got going on here? Dale says Malinois. That's how you pronounce that goofy dog that I couldn't pronounce. There we go. Malinois. Question here from Kill Colo Swerve. I don't know how to pronounce that. But Bruce, did you go to Woodstock? Like the town ever? Yes. The concert that happened before I was born? No, I was not at Woodstock. But thanks for asking and making me feel particularly old today. $150,000 for a dog? Yeah, Lori is like, I paid less for my house than that. Yeah, that's a big, big, big number. Yeah, JJ Raider. For $150,000, that dog better do its business in the toilet. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, Rexoplex. See, that's how much Michelle Haberman is an insider here. The name of the production company that is attached to the Plus is Rexoplex, because that's a little spot that we used to go walk Rex. We used to call it the Rexoplex. Every production company is either named after an ex-girlfriend, a stupid idea that you came up with while you were high, or a dog, or a former pet. It's pretty much where you come up with your names for production companies. Smiley Dan's like, hey man, maybe Brandon Aiyuk is just trying to make that Montana dog money. No, seriously. Brandon Aiyuk, he must want a military grade, family-friendly dog. Maybe that's why he needs it so bad. SF Indigo saying, I don't know, man, that dog seems pretty rad. Yo, that dog better be like having a ninja. You better be able to tell that dog to go make you a sandwich. Dog Otani. Thank you, Gareth. Thank you, Gareth. Dog Otani, that's pretty good. Sporticus, $150,000 for a dog. Russian and Chinese laboratories can genetically design a top-of-the-line athlete for that. Yeah, exactly. You can get a dog or you can get an Olympian. That's unbelievable, though. And in a comment that can't be argued with, Mike Antics 19, you're right. Some people got it like that. Dude, some people, $150,000 might as well be a nickel. It's good. Damon, I could clear out an entire SF SPCA for $150K. I think you can pretty much clear out all of California for $150K. You could rescue so many dogs for $150,000. Exactly, Rob. Damon, have you bought Jill a Louis Vuitton bag? So it's never Jill. It's Jillian. She doesn't like that. Also, it's Jillian with a G, just so you know. Don't make that mistake again. But have I bought her a Louis Vuitton bag? No. I got laid off last year. We're not Louis anything. And this is what I love about my wife, by the way. She is the least like label conscious, gotta be designer. Here's the thing. When you are with a truly badass, confident woman, you will never meet a woman who is obsessed with labels. Never. Jillian knows she looks good in a t-shirt. So she doesn't care. She doesn't care about fancy designer, nothing. Now, she likes nice things. She would love to wear a nice dress. Of course, like she likes a nice moment, a reason to get dressed up. But my wife is not some label conscious, like, oh, today I'm wearing Louis. Who gives a shit? And what I also like about my wife is when she wants a nice purse, she has this thing that's like, she's rent a runway and she'll rent a purse. Like if she needs a really, really like designer bag, she wants to bring a designer bag out to something, she'll rent it. It's my wife. Birkins are for real. See? The freaking Birkin bag. Smiley Dan. Hey, Damon, what about a Merkin bag? Oh, I'm just going to tell you, Smiley, that's a hairy situation. A Merkin bag. Uh-oh. Merkin jerkin. See, now, this is why we can't have nice things. True Blue forever. Thank you very much. Whoa, look at that. First of all, Albert, I bought my girl 2 Louis bags. One was the Neverfull. It ran me about $1,700. I mean, if you got it, God bless you, man. But no, we're not spending $1,700 on 2 purses, 3 no, just not right now. Not right now. Maybe in the future when we get to 100,000 subscribers. But we're a little ways away from that. We're just trying to get to 22,000 first. Albert saying, "Look, man, they're trying to do dynamic pricing at supermarkets too." Yeah, it sounds like that. How about this? Giant Niner fan says, "When the Giants announced dynamic ticket pricing a few years ago, I never bought another ticket after that." Yeah, I guess not all Major League Baseball games are equal. So what else we got going on? Again, the chat was freaking flying today. SG Sports Talk channel. I'm at 248 subscribers. Let's go ahead and give the SG Sports Talk channel a boost. When you're done watching today's show, go over to that channel and subscribe, my good friends. Subscribe. True Blue forever. What is Cash? Cash is a means that used to be an acceptable way to pay for goods and items. This is another thing that pisses me off about like Levi's Stadium and 24 Willie Mays Plaza. And like any sporting event now, it's like, we're a cashless place. No, fuck you. Take my cash. It says right on the dollar bill, this is legal tender, can be used to settle all debts. This whole we're a cashless place isn't for my convenience. It's for Visa to get its cut. Which, oh, what do you know? Just happens to be a corporate partner. Nathaniel says, man, I haven't paid with cash in years. You should, because the $50 bill that you give to somebody remains a $50 bill, and that company can then turn around and use that $50 bill to buy $50 worth of goods and services or pay their employees that full $50 without percentage points being carved out of it like little pieces of pie for all the banking to happen. San Bruno Mike. Dollar bills, y'all. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bills, y'all. Indeed. See, Chef A? See, I wasn't even thinking about this until I read that article, and I'm like, damn, I got to share this with the audience. My audience is way too smart to not know this. Yeah, Uber. Who else? What else? Any single time you buy something online, you are giving the online community a full-on price point of what you're willing to spend and when you're willing to spend it. And that is being weaponized against us. We've given them information that they're using against us, folks. Must be trouble. Someone's political platform should be making your metadata private property. That would probably be a winner. That would also probably, I don't know if America's smart enough to vote on that. I don't know if America's smart enough to vote on anything these days. Oh, here we are at the point in the chat where East Bay Ricardo became a member. Thank you very much again, East Bay Ricardo. Danny Golding says, I only use Lyft, never Uber. Well, you know, if Lyft can make money off you by charging against your battery life, it probably will too. I don't think any of these businesses are altruistic, trying to do right by you. Postman in Capitola. Oy, oy, oy. I still use cash as often as possible, get a paper check and take it to the bank. Yes. So I don't get the paper check anymore. I do have direct deposit. But I hear you, man. Use cash. I tell you what, Dubliner, bring cash. When you come to Ike's, bring cash. What else we got? What else we got here? Damon from Mike Antics 19. This reminds me of Riddler and Two-Face and Batman Forever when they're sucking everyone's brainwaves. I guess so. How do you become a member, says SG Sports Talk Channel? Well, you go ahead and you go to the, I guess it doesn't work as well on the phone. Go to like your PC, your actual computer, and there's a membership button. There's a membership option. If you'd like to become part of the initiated, it is a very, I mean, look at it this way. You can support the channel for less than it costs you for a freaking, fancy coffee at Starbucks. We're not charging. It is very simple to become a member. And look, you get an official welcome into the initiation from the initiated, of course. Not to brag, says Chef A, but I've survived cooking in the heat this week. My boss gave me today off. Maybe he felt bad for me. Hey, enjoy the day off. Have yourself a good time. By the way, Chef A, Kirk Cousin was at Woodstock. Chef A, I hope that you can join us once again on Sunday, July 28th at the Dubliner. How about this? We wouldn't want to do a PluceMania without you. We love Chef A. Rock Eastwood says, I'm sure you guys talked about receiver. It was pretty good. I could not hang out with Kittle, though. An energy person. That guy's crazy. Yeah, Kittle's a little nuts. Kittle is a little nuts. I don't know where this came out of, but, oh no, we were talking about Rex. So he said Rex and Effects, Rump Shaker. By the way, I don't know if I told you this before. Jack, he loves to dance. He loves to put on a little show. And he'll be like, Dad, give me a dance song. And he dances around the living room. It's adorable. It's fantastic. Rex and Effects Rump Shaker still works. Like, Jack doesn't even know what rump shaking is. He doesn't know what booties are yet, other than his own butt, right? And as soon as I put on All I Want to Do Is Baby Zoom, 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 and a Boom, Boom, Jack just started shaking his ass just immediately. There's a 4-5-year-old kid. So Rex and Effects Rump Shaker still works. MKG wants you all to know that the July sumo tournament in not gonna work here anymore, Japan, starts this weekend. Yes. Okay. Good. My favorite dog was Buzz, an Aussie that lived to 15. He bounced around with me after my parents split up. He stayed with me till I met my wife. He would hang out with her while he drove a Lyft. Again, we love our dogs, don't we? Christopher Shin. Facts, my lady could not give a fuck about name brands and labels. She's a baddie. That's what I'm saying. You're with a bad woman when she's like, I will make this freaking Fruit of the Loom white t-shirt look good. Versace that. Albert, Jillian with a G, my bad, will not make that so good. Albert, forgiven. You're in the circle of love and trust. You know that. I just know that you're the kind of guy who wants to get it right. Oh, no, look, absolutely. It doesn't mean that Jillian won't appreciate a fancy designer label here or there. Yeah, I know. It'll eventually happen, but Daddy's got to get his money up before he can take care of Mama like that. Again, Daddy used to have disposable cash. Not so much these days. Stacy Leo, I hope you can make it once again to PluceMania for the musical. No designer bougie bags for me. I rock the mini backpacks. Hell yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's any nobility in a fanny pack, but I would much rather talk to a girl wearing a fanny pack like frickin' Rick Barry than a girl with a Birkin bag and an attitude. Jonas, Ymir Johansson, Flurgen Jurgen. Good to have you all the way from, was it Iceland, Finland, one of the Linds. He says, why are the Giants so frustrating to watch at times? Well, it's because they got a young group of guys who are still trying to figure it all out. Their veterans don't perform as well. And the truth is, even as they get interesting, they are the biggest one step forward, two step back franchise there is. Like, they've actually got some good baseball underneath their wings lately, but they just dropped 2 or 3 to a last place Toronto team, for goodness sakes. They just freaking, how about this? The San Francisco Giants aren't the worst team in baseball, but there are only 3 teams with worse records than them in the National League. It's the Rockies, the Marlins, and the Nationals. Only the Giants have fewer wins than those 3 teams in the National League. So I really, again, I don't want to hear much about the Giants' wild card chances or their playoff chances. You need some more reasonable goals than that. Here's my goal for the San Francisco Giants today. I hope Kyle Harrison has a good outing. That's my goal for the Giants. I hope Kyle Harrison pitches well today, since he represents the future. So, what else we got? Dale says, oh, by the way, that $150,000 dog, when you purchase it, it's already going to be about 3-4 years old, according to the article, due to the size of it. You might not have that dog for maybe, 5 to 8 years, closer to 4 years. Yeah, that's a possibility, right? Any dog past the age of 10 is a dog that lived a long time. Lori, I don't even have anything worth $1,700 to put in a purse. Yeah, me neither. So, there you go. Get some loves from Oregon. Thank you, Craig's Kitchen 360. Go Ducks. Yeah, I'll give you this. The only thing good about cashless is it protects small businesses from getting robbed, but I use cash as much as I can. Yes, it's harder to rob something from you if you don't actually have it in your hand. Yes, it is more convenient, but I do not like it. Cash, Johnny Cash. Let's see. Mike, Skynet's taken over. It feels like that. How about a bottle pull? I haven't had a bottle of whiskey down here. It's been a while since we've done a bottle pull. Maybe we'll do a bottle pull the day veterans report for training camp, because that's going to feel like football season's really back. And if that's not worth a shot, I don't know what is. Oy! Cash is king. Again, now I'm going to have frickin' cream in my head all day. Dollar bills, y'all. I could keep up with Kittle, Kurt the Chameleon. I mean, I would party with a guy. Oh, by the way, speaking of cash is king, look at just Chef A, just sprinkling it. Thank you very much, Chef A. You are the best. Appreciate you. There's a $10 tip from a woman in the service industry. She knows what's up. Happy Mofo Friday. Happy Mofo Friday to you, to all of you. You are an incredible group. You've proven that once again. Just look at this great conversation that we just had. Look at all this. Smiley Dan talking about carne asada fries. See, now, there we go. Now I'm going to want some carne asada fries. I guess I could have bigger problems. Couldn't have a bigger group of awesome people to hang out with, though, each and every day. Thank you once again for stopping on by. The Damon Bruce Plus brought to you by Ike's Sandwiches. Hopefully we see you next Friday at Ike's. Sunday, July 28th at the Dubliner. We'll get going around 2 o'clock. Does that sound good? 2 o'clock start time? 2 o'clock start time. That way everybody can, work off their Saturday morning. We'll all get together. 2 o'clock. They got a hot dog stand that comes out around 4 o'clock. We could get some pizza. We could get some Ike's delivered, I guess. We could just do whatever we want to do. There are no rules. We'll do whatever we want. We're adults. Kinda. Have a great weekend. You don't have to go home. You just can't stay here.